This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, transportation fares soar over new petrol price. NNPC assures Nigerians of fall in price of petrol. Police kill suspected gangster in Rivers State. President Tinubu holds first security meeting of his administration. Governor Fubara visits Rivers State Secretariat. Juhesu gives condition for suspension of ongoing indefinite strike. On the foreign scene, Twitter boss Elon Musk reclaims title of world's richest person. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Most filling stations in Rivers State were open but empty yesterday as the new petrol pump price regime of 511 naira per litre set in fully. Our correspondent who monitored the petrol situation in Port Harcourt yesterday reports that the queues disappeared and some independent filling stations now sell for between 550 naira and 600 naira per litre. One of the leaders of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, in Rivers State, Joseph Obele, explains why retailers were compelled to swiftly change to the new petrol price, even though they were not out of stock yet when the new price was announced.
Initial payment was about 180 per litre. They've given us a memo to go pay differentials for us to load. Our members made some payment to you 90 days ago, some 60 days ago. Why calling on them to come and pay differentials on these old stocks? Meant to understand by the information we have at our reach that before a vessel should be discharged at the Nigerian port, all the documentation regarding payment of subsidy should have been done at that point. So all the products in all the tanks and all the facilities we have in Nigeria, we can be bold to stay. They will be designated for subsidy payment. So,
Dr. Obele, however, called on Nigerians to direct their anger to the presidency because petrol retailers now buy a full truck of petrol for more than 21 million naira.
Light Porter, as of 48 hours ago, was 180 naira per litre, our buying rate. At the moment, open it right now, our buying rate here in Rivers State is 487.7 naira per litre on the Porter. So, meaning a full truck of 45,000 litres was 21.9 million naira, as against 8 million naira we are buying full truck before. All the depots nationwide are selling at the new rate. No government depot is functional as we speak.
The oil and gas stakeholders said the sector is now fully deregulated and the government would not be able to issue any pricing templates to marketers.
The template released by NNPC is our buying rate template, not selling rate template. NNPC as a body selling to marketers should have a template for its selling template. So what you saw online was our buying rate. No person will fix a selling rate for any marketer going forward. A marketer will check his margin, variable cost, fixed cost, and other associated costs and fix his price on his own. So you hope as you drive around the whole stations in Nigeria, you won't see a fixed price anywhere, and no person will arrest any station, harass any station owner.
Meanwhile, some commercial drivers along the Ogoni axis of the East-West Road spoke on the impact of the new petrol price increase on their business.
The change you don't do, so we don't do machine. At least here's my first day. This change where they not give pre-information, that they not tell us on time, they make the people no fit travel. They buy fuel 600 naira per 1 litre. So if I want to charge from here go reach Bori, we they take 800, 1,000. Before now 600, 500 now I cannot buy tire. To even change OSF will not fit again.
Last administration pay up to June ending, and maybe from July up. There's no planning. You just wake up, take 600 before. Now it's 800 to Bori, and not only Bori route, any other route. There's no drop of 100 naira. The least drop was 100, now it's 200.
While the fire, it is affecting everybody. Formerly, you can use 2,000 naira, buy fuel to take you to Bori and come back. But today, you have to pay 6,000 naira to buy 10 liters. We don't go more than once, one trip. Nobody is traveling.
Some motorists within communities in Eleme, River State also spoke on this.
Besides, say when they buy 250, if we carry sometime from here to market 150 naira. So now when the fuel don't come to 600. We dey carry person 100 naira. Because if you carry person 50 naira, you no go get 600. You come buy that 1 liter. Refinery junction. Anywhere I want go to Ncha, they go Aleto, Ogale. Where would they collect 100? They collect 150. Where would they collect 150? They collect 200.
From Refinery junction, even to Okponcha, to and from here to Okponcha now is 300. Want to stay from here to market now? It's 100 naira. Before it's 50 naira.
The area with the carry person 200 now 300 or 400. Even passengers, some of them they walk out for leg.
Lack of passenger. Because of this fuel, we don't enter no plenty passenger. Place na 200. Person go price you 100 naira or 150. People don't know go pay well.
In the meantime, some commuters are calling on the federal government to review the policy of subsidy removal and urgently fix the nation's refinery.
Before 100 naira is 4 times double. Before we pay 100 to normal junction, but now we pay 500 naira as over increase.
Like before, we used to pay from here to One, from this refinery junction to One, 200 naira. But now we are paying 300 naira, which is from refinery to Obigbo is 250 naira before. But now we are paying 400 naira.
Normally we pay 200, but now some people is paying 300, some people is paying 400. But normally we pay 200 before.
Now we are going to One. Before we pay 200. Now then they collect 300. Some people collect 400. Even now where we dey in a problem, they say that 3 or 4, we go pay for 400. No problem. They will never move.
Our correspondent reports that the cost of transport from Refinery Junction to Buri is now 400 naira as against 200 naira it used to be. The transport fare from Akbaju Junction to Odili Road has now increased from 100 naira to 250 naira. The transport fare from Akbaju Junction to Slaughter has moved from 100 to 200 naira. Amadi Roundabout to Agri Road now moved from 100 to 150 naira. For Eliozu to Rumokoro flyover, taxi drivers now board 4 passengers in the back seat for 100 naira each. Eliozu to Choba is now 500 naira as against 400 naira. Eliozu to Rumusi is now 400 naira as against 300 naira. Rumokoro to Rumodara is now 200 naira as against 100 naira. Eliozu to Air Force is now 150 naira as against 100 naira. Eliozu to Rugboku is now 200 naira as against 100 naira. Rumokoro to Mile 3 now costs 350 naira as against 250 naira. Rumokoro to Mile 4 is now 300 naira as against 200 naira. And Rumokoro to Rumokuta is now 150 naira as against 100 naira. And Rumokoro to Omok is now 2,000 naira as against the old 1,500 naira. For interstate movements, Port Harcourt to Eket is now 4,000 naira as against the old price of 3,500 naira. Port Harcourt to Warri now costs 6,000 naira, up from the old 500 naira. Port Harcourt to Bielsa now costs 3,000 naira. Up from old 2,500 naira. Port Harcourt to Ilorin Osun Ondo now cost 18,000 naira, and Port Harcourt to Ibadan now cost 17,000 naira as against 14,000 naira. Meanwhile, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari, says the current high cost of petrol will crash in no distant time. Speaking on Arise TV yesterday, Mr. Kyari said discussions are ongoing on how to cushion the effect of petrol subsidy removal. He also said the turnaround maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery will be completed before the end of the year.
The level of the work that we are doing. We did have delays. These delays were caused by global supply chain issues, not distinct to us, not different from any other jurisdiction, but there were delays and we'll deliver this by the end of the year. And of course, there's work going on in Warri Refinery that is already on earnest. And of course, the Kaduna Refinery has a very different situation. We have awarded the contract for Kaduna Refinery, and this is also going in place. But ultimately, the end result will be that you're going to have a surplus of production in the country by the end of next year. I'm sure that you're aware the Dangote Refinery has been commissioned. It will go into commercial production in July or in August.
He said it is expected that the new petrol price will regulate the cost of transportation and other goods in the country.
To the ordinary man. First of all, market will regulate it. There's no doubt about it. Market will also regulate the cost of transportation. What people do is that the market itself will regulate that. It will come down because realities will come down. People will have no choice than to allow their vehicles to come with passengers, and realities will down on even the transportation segment of our society to come down this price. So it will come down. There is always this truth around when prices change upwards, people will react knee-jerk, and after that, it comes back to reality.
Yesterday, some residents of Edo State blocked the Benin-Lagos Highway and other areas in Benin metropolis to protest the increase in the pump price of petrol. The protesters, mainly members of the Edo State Civil Society Organization, called for urgent reversal of the pump price. In the same vein, the Port Harcourt Zonal Chairman of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengenson George Woko, says the association is insisting on the old price before continuing with any discussions with the federal government. Mr. Woko spoke on Nigerian Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
The incoming government decided to disregard the unions, the whole conversation that we have been on over the years on subsidy. We agreed that subsidy will be removed, but you must allow the refineries to function first. We know the impact on the masses from what you are seeing today. It was a surprise to all of us that the president went ahead to announce that he will consult all the stakeholders before taking decisions. But he went ahead to announce that the subsidy is gone without our discussions. The union have made their position known. You cannot bid on nothing. Reverse back to the old price. We can come to the table to discuss.
Still on this, the House of Representatives has asked the new administration to provide palliatives to mitigate the effect of the petroleum subsidy removal on Nigerians. The resolution was contained in a report submitted by a committee set up last year to investigate subsidy. The committee's report was considered and approved on Thursday by the Committee of the Whole. One of the recommendations adopted by the House is the procurement of CNG buses which use gas instead of petrol. Now to security stories. Police say they killed a 28-year-old gangster, Azunda Elechi, from Omofo village in Indele community, Emoha local government area of Rivers State on Wednesday night. Sharing the photos of the body, the spokesperson of the command, Grace Iringekoko, said in a statement that Elechi was among the gang who attacked Ngbola village in Indele on Tuesday, which left 4 people dead. SP Iringekoko said the police invaded the community again. He invaded the community again on Wednesday with his gang members and engaged police and members of local vigilantes in a shootout, which led to his death. The police spokesperson in Rivers State said items recovered from the gangster include 1 pump action, 2 live cartridges, and 3 empty cartridge shells. The statement also said that the Commissioner of Police, CP Onwonye Meka Polycarp, urged parents and guardians to monitor the activities of their children in wards so as to ensure they do not succumb to societal pressures to commit crime. The statement further urged members of the public to remain law-abiding and report suspicious activities in their neighborhood to the police through the following emergency lines: 0803 200 3514 or 0809 888 0134. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has charged security agencies to strengthen their coordination and not work with different goals. The president gave the charge during his first meeting with heads of security agencies yesterday. President Tinubu also promised to embark on a lot of reforms. He mandated security agencies to develop a blueprint to deal with the issue of crude oil theft. After the meeting, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Loki Rabo, said the service chiefs will redouble their efforts and re-strategize effectively to meet the expectations of Nigerians.
Change is a constant. So all the strategies that we have applied hitherto, we will realign them, we'll reinvent them to be able to meet the expectations of the moment. And that's precisely what we will do.
All the service chiefs, including the Inspector General of Police Alkali Baba Usman, attended the meeting. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says his administration will give priority attention to the welfare of civil servants in the state. The governor gave the assurance during a visit to the Rivers State Secretariat complex in Port Harcourt yesterday. Governor Fubara was accompanied by the new head of Rivers State Civil Service, George Nweke, and permanent secretaries in the state addressing the workers. Governor Fubara said the visit is to make an on-the-spot assessment of the state of the facilities at the Secretariat and to address the challenges with the intent of improving the productivity of workers. Still ahead, Joesu gives condition for suspension of ongoing indefinite strike. Stay tuned. People of Indoni in Ogba, Indoni, Egbema local government area of Rivers State are felicitating with Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu on their electoral victory at the polls and inauguration. Mr. Ajewal, addressing newsmen in Port Harcourt, said Indoni people will always work for and with the Fubara administration.
Your election victory has not only reflected the faith that the citizens of Rivers State have placed in you, but also the recognition of your stellar track record of accomplishment and your vision for a prosperous and inclusive future for our people. The good and peace-loving people of Ndoni community, having closely observed the robust relationship you shared with your immediate predecessor, are aware of your unwavering dedication to public service, your passion for uplifting the lives of the ordinary citizen.
The President General of Indonesia, however, congratulated the retired Justice Adolfo Sanebeli on his appointment as Chairman, Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIAC. He commended former Governor Nyesom Wike for making a deserved appointment.
Justice Sanebeli has exemplified the highest standard of professionalism, integrity, and dedication throughout his unblemished career. His impeccable track record as a jurist, coupled with his extensive knowledge of electoral matters, makes him the ideal man to lead the RISEC and ensure free, fair, and transparent election in Rivers State. The appointment of Justice Sanebeli as the chairman of RISEC is not only a recognition of his exceptional qualification, but also a testament to his unwavering commitment to public service.
We'll take another short commercial. Stay tuned.
Yes, we go.
Johasu is insisting on the immediate and unconditional implementation of the approved consultation cadre circular of pharmacists in all federal health institutions before it can call off the ongoing indefinite nationwide strike. The strike started a week ago. In Port Harcourt, the closure of the pharmacy department and laboratory at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital due to the strike has slowed healthcare services at the hospital. Other departments affected by the strike are the radiology, occupational health, medical records, and finance departments, among others. The accident and emergency ward clinical services manned by doctors have continued to operate without the assistance of healthcare workers. Nurses at the hospital are also working. Our correspondent spoke to a relative of a patient who said they had to run laboratory tests outside the hospital.
It didn't affect us in terms of treatments because the doctors and the nurses were still on ground. The only issue we had was when we were about to discharge her, the people that are supposed to discharge her due to the payments. They are not on seat, they are on strike. But I believe they were able to discharge her. They referred us to MOPC. That is where they were able to do all the payments. Even the lab that we are supposed to go for, we didn't go because they are on strike. So all the labs we were supposed to take, we took it outside.
Our correspondent also caught up with a family whose daughter was ill but couldn't find where to make payment in order to access healthcare. The father of the child spoke.
We came here since morning. We are the children ward. We wanted to run a test on this my daughter. So since morning, we have been going here and there. Finally now they say we should, because we want to take her to lab to run test. So reaching the lab now, they say we should come to this other place to make payment. And the place is locked. We cannot make the payment. So I don't know. We are tired of staying. We even want to go because the baby is crying, worried.
The UPTH chairman of the Joint Health Workers Union, Johansu Gloria Bapakaye James, also spoke to correspondent Martha Okere on why the union embarked on the strike.
Jehesu is actually saying the federal government should pay these allowances that is due our members. Then we also have other of our comrades from Federal Medical Center Owerri, Just Teaching Hospital and Lagos Teaching Hospital that their salary were held since 2018 up to date. The federal government, the last time went on strike, they were saying they were going to pay, but up till now, those money were not paid. So to us, it is injury to one, injury to all.
In other news, program for the burial of late Madam Patient Merukini Chukwu of Chukwu Village, Woji Town, has been announced in a statement signed by her younger brother, Dr. Tony Chukwu. Her body will be laid to rest on Saturday, 3rd June 2023 at her residence in Woji after an open-air funeral service by the Apostolic Divine Church, Rumokrushi, Mission Road. The statement further called on friends and well-wishers to join them to bid farewell to their sister. On the foreign scene, the owner of social media platform Twitter, Elon Musk, has regained his title as the world's richest person, knocking off the boss of luxury goods giant LMVH, Bernard Arnault, off the top spot. His net worth has soared by $55.3 billion since January to $192 billion. On the news this morning, you heard that transportation fares has soared as the new petrol price sets in. The NNPC has assured Nigerians of a fall in the price of petrol. Police have killed a suspected gangster in Rivers State. President Tinubu has held his first security meeting of his administration. Governor Fubara has visited the Rivers State Secretariat. Johesu has given a condition for suspension of ongoing indefinite strike. On the foreign scene, Twitter boss Elon Musk has reclaimed the title of world's richest person. The news was edited by Choma Ezenwafo. Rains in Port Harcourt this morning. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.